Alright, hey guys, our topic for today is multiplying polynomials. And most of us already know what multiplication is, all of us know what multiplication is, but just a quick refresher for what polynomials are. It's a function with 2 plus algebraic terms containing separate powers of the same variable. And for a binomial, is the exact same definition, but with exactly 2 algebraic examples. As you can see in our example right here, ax plus b, there are 2 variables, or 2 algebraic terms. A trinomial is the same exact definition above with exactly 3 algebraic terms. Here you can see our 3 algebraic terms, ax squared plus bx and c. Now for our first method of multiplying polynomials, you can see our box method is the easier of the 2 methods I'm going to show you. And take for example, ax minus b times ax plus b. You're going to set up a little box, you're going to divide it into 4 quadrants. For easier to your eyes, I numbered it 1, 2, 3, and 4. In box 1, you're going to multiply ax by ax in the first box right here. This ax by this ax. In box 2, you're going to multiply ax by b in the second box right here. This b and this ax. In box 3, you're multiplying ax by b. And in box 4, you're multiplying negative b by b. Your solution is going to come up to be box 1 plus, in parentheses, box 2 plus box 3, because they're going to end up having the same kind of algebraic term looking the same, so you can combine like terms. And then plus box 4 in the end. And it may look confusing right now, but it's actually not, and once you do it, it's actually a lot simpler. But our second method that we have is FOIL. It only works for binomials, which makes them a lot more simple. It stands for first, outside, inside, last. And it's basically the distributive property. To put it simply, there are just a few more steps with polynomials. Take for example, the same example, ax plus b times ax minus b. You can identify where the first, outside, inside, and last are by setting up this simple little box thing. First we have first, which are the first algebraic terms in each polynomial. Then you have outside, which are the farthest from each other in each polynomial. Inside are the closest to each other, these two, the b and the ax squared. And then the last are the last ones in each polynomial, b and negative b. And you're going to multiply each of these out. And your answer is you're going to add them all up and find your final expression and what your answer is going to be. Now, if we want to do this, we're going to put it in action. Let's try to use method 1 for this, the box method. Now, if we're multiplying 2x by x in our first box, we're going to come to our answer of 2x squared. And we can take that answer and we can put it underneath number 1, 2x squared. Now for our second box, 5 times 2x. That's simple math, 2x. You take the 5 times the 2 and the 5 times the x and you put it here. And you can put that under box 2, in parentheses, 2x plus. And now we come down to box 3, which is x times 4. Also simple math, just the 4 times the x and you get 4x. And that's in the parentheses. And like I said before, you can see that these two are like terms. So that's why you're there in parentheses and that's why you're adding them together. For the fourth box, it's 5 times 4, the simplest of them all, 20. And once you combine these two, you have your full expression, which is 2x squared plus 14x plus 20. That's your solution. Now next, we're going to try a different method. That was binomial times binomial, 2 different binomials. But this, we're going to use FOIL. This is binomial square. We're going to use the same binomial and we're just going to square it. 3x plus 1 squared. First step you got to do is you have to expand it. As you can see here, I have 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 1. I expanded it out, so I spread it out so it's easier to visualize. And I did the FOIL technique like I did before, where you can identify the first, the outsides, the insides, and the last ones. We're going to multiply 3x times 3x because those are the first ones right here. And you're going to get 9x squared. Now for the outsides, right here you have 3x and 1, so you have to bring that over here. Well, 1 times anything is just itself, so just 3x. For the insides, that's 1 times 3x again, so 1 times anything is itself. And for the last, 1 times 1. Now you can bring all these solutions down and just plug them and chug them in, just like you did in the last method, the box method. So we have 9x squared from the first, plus in parentheses, 3x from the outside, plus 3x from the inside, plus 1. And then after you combine your like terms, you get 9x squared plus 6x plus 1. And that's your solution. Just plug and chug and keep going. Now we're going to add in another step. It's a tad bit more complicated. Now trinomials times binomials. If you remember what trinomials are, it has 3 algebraic terms, exactly 3. And now to avoid confusion, we're going to use the first method, box method, since the FOIL method typically is easier and is less complicated when you only use binomials. So we're going to plug and chug. We're going to use 2x plus 4. We're going to put it down here. We're going to put it vertical. And 3x squared plus 3x plus 3. We're going to put that horizontal right here. And then if you see the equation that we're using, it's a bit more complicated as well. Where instead of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it's become a bit more complicated. And the 2 plus 4 in the parentheses and 3 plus 5 in the parentheses. Because if you go over here, if you look, 2 and 4 are diagonal to each other. So these two are going to be alike terms, and 3 and 5 are diagonal to each other. So these two are going to be like terms as well. But let's do it. Let's work it out. So 3x squared plus times 2x. That's 6x cubed, right? Now let's go over 3x times 2x, 6x squared. Now we're going to go diagonal. We're going to see what this one is. 3x squared times 4x. So that's going to be 12x squared, like I mentioned before. In the end, we're just going to add this 12x squared plus this 6x squared. 3x times 4, that's 12x, just x. 3 times 2x, that's 6x. And we're going to add these two. And then 3 times 12, or 3 times 4 is 12. Now let's plug and chug this 6x cubed plus, in parentheses, we're going to have 6x squared plus the 12x squared. And we're going to add 6x plus 12x. And then finally, we're going to add 12 to the end. We're just going to plug and chug 6x cubed plus 18x squared plus 18x plus 12. And that's your final answer for this one. Trinomials times binomials, you can use this for any kinds of polynomials. The box method works. And here are some final review questions that we're going to go over. We have 2x plus 1 times x minus 2. And let's put the 2x plus 1 down vertically and the x minus 2 down or over horizontally. You can notice that the negative 2 brings the negative sign with it, right? So we have 2x squared. We have x times 1 is x, and we have negative 4x because the negative 2 times negative 2, or 2x is negative 4x. And then we're going to multiply the regular numbers. That's negative 2. We're going to bring it to the side. Just remember your equation. What is it? 1 plus, in parentheses, 2 plus 3 plus 4. And we're going to just plug and check. Plug and check, plug and check. Negative 4x plus x is negative, oh, that'd be a negative, my bad. Negative 3x and minus 2 from here. Next equation, 3x squared. You see I changed something a little bit, added the square, but it doesn't really affect much, as you'll see. You just keep plugging and chugging, and it doesn't really change anything except for your outcome. 3x cubed, you have 2x here, x times 2, and then your negative 9x squared. And finally, negative 6, your simple numbers. You just bring it over all to the side. You put your largest power first, so that's 3x cubed. We have, what's it, negative 9x squared plus 2x, so that's negative 7x squared minus 6, and that's your answer for this one. And for the last one, it's a bit more complicated. You see, we have x plus 6 to the cubed. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So you see it to this to the left, it's a 2 by 2, and to the right, it's a 2 by 3. I wonder why, because if we go back up to these first couple of problems, you see when you plug in a binomial by a binomial, it gives you a trinomial, right? So if you plug in these first two into this one, x plus 6 times x plus 6, you get x squared, 6x, 6x, and what is it? 36. Now we're going to write that out, x squared plus 12x plus 36. Now see, that's a trinomial, like I said, right? So we're going to plug that trinomial, which is equivalent to these two, by this one. So we're going to put x times 6, x squared, 12x, and 36. Now it's going to be a lot of big math in this last box right here, but let's just keep going. X cubed right here is 12x squared, squared. 36x. This is 6x squared. This is 60 plus 12, that's 72x. And this last one, that is 180 plus 36, that's 216. So here we have to write it out. Let's just turn the page right here. X cubed plus 18x squared, let's see, plus 108x plus 216 is your final answer for that one. Thank you, guys.